Hey everyone, welcome back. This is going to be a 10-hour wear test of the new line by Wet n Wild. I mean, this is not brand new, but it's one of the newer collections that they came out with recently. And in this video, I'm going to put to the test the foundation, which is the Photo Focus foundation, and my color is classic beige. I also will be testing the concealer, which is the medium tawny, that's the shade that I'm using, in the powder, which is in the color tan beige. Now, the idea behind this is that it's tested under 7 light conditions and with top smartphones models. So the idea is that you can get the perfect selfie wherever you are. Now, if you're like me and you like that idea, but it's still not one of the most look for things in a foundation, then this video is just to show you that if you use this foundation for 10 hours, how it's going to end up looking at the end of the day, the wear, how it looks on the skin and everything. So that's a before and after applying the foundation right away. But at the end, you will be able to see how it looks after the 10-hour wear test. So I'm going to start by applying the foundation. It comes in a glass packaging and it has a kind of a paddle applicator. So I like to apply it all over my skin and then start to blend it with a kabuki brush. Now I'm going to do half of my face so you can see the difference between where I have the foundation and wherever I don't have the foundation, and hopefully that will be, I don't know, a good indication on the difference that it makes on my skin. Since it's a medium coverage foundation, it's not going to give me the most flawless skin, but you will be able to tell the difference between the side where I have the foundation and where I don't have it. Now, this foundation smells kind of strongly, but it doesn't stay on your skin. It doesn't linger. As soon as you apply it, you wait for a few seconds and it will go away. As you can see right there, that's the side where I apply the foundation. That's the other side. It looks a little bit more even. And I do just one layer because I find that if I do 2 layers, it starts to look kind of cakey just because I have some dry patches on my cheeks. Then we're going to move on to the concealer. This is kind of a liquid concealer packaging, standard packaging, where you have your dofu applicator, and I'm going to apply it in my under eye area. It doesn't get a lot of product when you first apply it, so sometimes I find myself going back and put like 2 applications or 2 layers that actually I don't, blend it in and then apply another layer. I kind of do it all at the same time because it picks up just a little bit of product. Then I blended it in with a bigger kabuki brush into the area where it meets the foundation, and then into my lower lash line and all that area where it's a little bit more dark. Then I blended in with a smaller brush. As you can see right there, you can see the coverage that this has. It's not, shape tape coverage, but it's not one of the light coverage either. It does give you really good coverage and it dries matte, so it's not going to look shiny or it's not going to look wet or like some other creamy concealers. Then I'm going to use the powder. Now the powder, I have to say, I've been using these products for some time now, and it does give like the perfect top kind of thing for these products, just because it makes more of an HD effect, and not only in camera but in real life. um, I think that this powder or this color that is tan beige is a little bit dark for me right now, so I had to make sure that I apply with a duo of fiber brush, and I take my time to apply it in layers just because it's not the perfect color. But as you can see right there, it actually adds coverage and it makes your skin look a little bit more flawless compared to the other side where I have no foundation. So for me, this is not a must have, but since it's only $5.99 and most of the time you can find it 30% off at Rite Aid for $4.19, it's definitely something that you should keep in mind. Then overall, I do like it. I'm going to do the other side where I'll tell you a little bit more about the product. The foundation, I think it has great coverage if you're looking for natural finish foundation that has a medium coverage. If you have a lot of things to cover, this might not be the best one for you if you have acne, or you may have to use concealer underneath because it doesn't have that full coverage effect. But I love how it looks on my skin. It does really make it look a little bit more healthy and even, and it's definitely becoming one of my favorite foundations if you can pass the fact that it does smell a little bit when you apply it. I mean, I don't mind it and I don't get any reactions to my skin, but that's something that you should keep in mind if you're gonna buy this foundation. Now, the concealer, I do like it, but it's a little bit drying. It's not drying as the NARS concealer. That one, it really cracks under my eyes and it makes all the fine lines kind of show a little bit more. So it's not that dry. It's one of those products that if you have a very dry under eye area, you may not like it as much as I do. That's just one thing to keep in mind. The powder, I think that if you want the most out of this foundation and concealer, you should get it. I think that they work as a team all together to give you the perfect coverage. I love the effect that it gives me in camera. I love the effect that it gives me in real life. If I want it a little bit more dewy, I can apply it with a beauty blender, but that's going to mean that I'm going to compromise a little bit the coverage. I know that most people like to use this with a beauty blender, but for me, I think that the brush method is the best way for me and what I want to cover on my skin. So that's pretty much, just the foundation, concealer, and powder, and it does make quite a big difference on, my skin. Then also another thing that I wanted to mention is that since the concealer doesn't move because it's not creamy or it doesn't remain tacky, it won't smudge your mascara or your eyeliner, so you don't have to worry about that. But I just feel like it's something that I should mention because some of the concealers that I've tried, specifically from Physicians Formula, it may have great coverage, but when I apply mascara and eyeliner, it will make everything smudge, and not in this case. Now, as far as how much or how long it's going to last on your skin, it's usually about 6 hours, and that it will remain pretty much looking like freshly applied for me and my skin anyways. After 6 hours, I start to see a little bit of oils that are going to develop into my T-zone, and it's going to start to break down. If you take the time to take the powder with you and some blotting sheets, you can touch up every, I would say, 5 hours if you have a really long day, and you will be able to see that you'll have the same kind of coverage as freshly applied, but you have to touch up. This is not one of those long lasting foundations that you don't have to, you know, touch up at all because it's going to be like glued to your face. No, this does actually require a little bit of touch up, which I don't mind because I love the finish that it gives to my skin. And I love every single time I look myself in the mirror where I'm when I'm looking when I'm using this foundation, excuse me. Then in this video, I want to show you how it looks if you don't touch up. So that is 10 hours later. I exercised that day. I wasn't home. I was running errands. And as you can see right there, it shows because my eyeliner it's kind of moving. And as you can see, the foundation, it started to kind of be patchy. All over my skin, not only into my T-zone. So it may not be the most long-lasting foundations if you don't have the time to touch up. And if you don't like to touch up, this foundation might not be for you. But as for me, I think that everything that you get from this foundation, concealer, and powder, it's really amazing considering that they're only $5.99 for the foundation and the powder. And I just think that it's one of the good products, good affordable products that are cruelty free, and some of their products are even vegan, and that is a great option out there. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it gave you a good idea on what I think about these products, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.